Hey guys, it's Coach Damon, and today we're going to bring you 5 finishes that every player under 6 foot must master. Now, if you're an undersized player, if you're 6 foot and smaller, you have to find a way to thrive in the paint and thrive around the rim. If your strength is breaking down the defense and getting into the paint, it's not so much a strength if you get to these spots and you can't finish or find passing options. Being able to break down the defender isn't a strength unless you can do something once you've broken them down. So these 5 finishes are going to be things that you should have in your arsenal for when you get to the rim to find success at the rim. Some are going to be separational, where you're going to get near a big and you're going to separate away. Some are going to be more confrontational, where you're going to confront the big and go through. But no matter what, if you're an undersized point guard or an undersized shooting guard, you have to have these in your arsenal to be successful. The first is going to be, very simply, the same foot, same hand finish. This can't be taught enough, and it can't be overstated how important it is to have in your game. When you attack the rim, defenses subconsciously look for you to go outside foot, inside foot, and show. That's when shots get blocked. When shots get pinned on the backboard, it's when players go outside, inside, show. It's very predictable. It's very easy to know when that's going to happen, and when it does happen for an athletic big or an athletic wing, it's easy to block. So what we can do is, as they predict and as they subconsciously think they know what's coming, is we can throw them for a loop if we step outside foot and finish outside hand. It's going to be quicker, it's going to be more efficient footwork wise, but most importantly, it's different than what is normally done, so it makes it very difficult for the defense to predict. Outside foot, outside hand, I've still got protection. I'm still able to protect if the shot blocker is there, but throwing off their timing is everything. Outside foot, outside hand, step right, finish right. Our next finish in our undersized finishing series is going to be the Isaiah Thomas 2-foot floater. Now, there are various ways you can shoot floaters. You can come in and go off of 1, or the way we're going to break it down today is you're going to come to a jump stop on 2 and still get into that floater. Now, there's a huge advantage to this. If you go to 1, you can very easily get off balance and go into the big who's going to be waiting there to take a charge. Number 2, once you come to that 1, you've limited your options. Now, we're teaching the floater today the same way Isaiah Thomas does it, but if you do come to 2 and you don't have that floater, you have pivot options, you can step through, or at the very least, you're on great balance to then kick it out. Today, again, we're going to teach the floater. And if you watch Isaiah Thomas, he is the epitome of an undersized guard who is thriving at the highest level. And when he comes and he gets to 2, he has to come to 2 on balance and then quickly and efficiently get it up over the hands of 7-footers. It's very important when you shoot your floater. If you put it right to the rim, it's going to be easy to block. And if you do put it right at the rim, chances are it's going to be right into the hands of a 7-footer. But if I come to that jump stop and my goal when I shoot it is to get it up over the top of the square, there's no way a big is going to be able to block that. Number 2, you'll notice when he comes to that stop, he doesn't come to a jump stop square to the basket where the defense knows what's coming. He's here where he has defender body ball protection. So that way when he rises, he's locating and squaring on his way into the finish. That makes it more difficult for the defense to block. And then again, thinking about counters, he's positioned himself for counter angles. That's again, the pivot away. It can be a step through, but options he doesn't have if he's square here. Notice if I come to this square jump stop and I pivot away, that's going to be a very difficult angle to pivot. Pivoting angles are created by the way he comes to that jump stop before getting into his floater. Let's take a look at it live to see the Isaiah Thomas 2-foot floater. Our next finish in our undersized finishing series is going to be a move that was originally originated by Pistol Pete Maravich and then later made famous by RONDO. Now, a lot of you have probably worked on attacking the rim, and as you attack straight down the midline, being able to step outside foot and then finish inside hand as the defense looks to block on that outside hand. What Rondo has done is he attacks, and when he takes that left step, instead of jumping to the rim, he steps with his right, extends the ball with his right. So as the shot blocker chases down, what are they going to do? They're probably going to jump to block that shot. And he has established a pivot foot as well as a scoring angle where he can show, and as soon as they jump, he can quickly pivot right to the front of the rim. Now, footwork is imperative on this. So as he attacks, notice there's the pickup on the left, the show with the right, and then back to the finish. One of the second crucial points is that as he attacks, when he shows it, it has to be high enough to get that defender to jump. If he just shows it here at his chest, they may lean, but they're probably going to jump. So he has to show quickly. Notice it's shown here, inside of his shoulder, not extended behind where it can be deflected. It's shown inside his shoulder, pick up, turn, and finish. Again, it was originally created by Pistol Pete. Rondo made it famous, and if you add it to your game, you're going to be known for it as well. Our next finish is going to be a little bit more confrontational. And as that big steps up, instead of trying to fake them or instead of trying to quickly get the ball up on the glass, when I come at them, I'm going to use a pro hop to separate by them. So I'm actually going to come right to their chest on that pickup before I separate by, again creating angles and creating a ton of space in the lane without a dribble. So as we teach our pro hop today, we're going to go 2-2. And so what I mean by that is when I come to this jump here, it's almost like a jump stop, but the ball is going to hit simultaneously with both feet. So as I'm here, ball and feet, and then I'm going to dribble into that jump stop. So notice as soon as the ball and feet hit simultaneously with my first jump, the ball then is over my head and gets me to that scoring angle on the opposite side of the rim. Now, depending on where the defender's hands are, you can go low, you can go shoulder to shoulder, or you can go over top. The important aspect is when I come to that stop, ball and feet, and then I leave. If I pick up the ball before I land, some guys will try to pro hop here to here. Now, obviously that's a travel. So we have to break it down and ball, feet simultaneous, jump stop. Ball, feet simultaneous, jump stop. 2-2 for my finish. Now when you work on this, you're going to want to work on it from different angles. Attacking baseline, finishing midline. Attacking right, finishing left. Attacking 45, finishing opposite. But the key is to always go 2-2, pro hop, strength, balance, finish. Our last finish is going to be called the glide. And it's for when you attack baseline and that big steps up to take a charge. Now, if you meet your man baseline, there's probably going to be somebody in help side with their head right underneath the rim. And it's going to be a very quick, short 2 steps for them to get their feet right here at the lane to take a charge. So with the glide, we're going to take advantage of them being stationary. And rather than try to spin off, step by, or kick out, we're actually going to step right between their legs. So as that big steps up, if his legs are here, I'm going to step between it, and then I'm going to glide by to the front of the rim for my finish. So it's going to take tremendous body control, and I have to be able to extend fully, or they're going to be able to get their hands on the ball. I'm not trying to jump over them. I'm not going left and then jumping right by their hip. I'm literally foot between their feet and then gliding to the side for that finish. Now this is an incredibly difficult move to master, but if you are able to master this, when you attack baseline and you see that big step up, you're going to have an option that really has no defense. There's no way that they can slide over without fouling you. If they fall, there's no charge because you haven't touched them. And at the absolute very worst with this move, you get to the front of the rim and miss the shot. That's the worst that can happen. There's no way the defense can guard it. There's no way it can be stopped if you step, glide, front of the rim, finish. Now each of these moves have varying levels of difficulty. The outside foot, outside hand, it's pretty easy to master. The glide is a whole lot more difficult. But if you're under 6 foot and you add all 5 of these to your arsenal with each hand, you're gonna be very difficult to guard when you attack the rim and get into the paint. Defenses are able to react to one option. If you have 3 or 4, it's gonna be nearly unstoppable. And if you have 5 of these and you're great at all of them, there's no way the defense is gonna be able to react. Now, as you try to work to implement these into your game, I encourage you to try to add 1 or 2 at a time. Don't jump in the gym tomorrow and try to add all 5 of them in a week. Master the outside foot, outside hand. Then master the floater. And spend a month or 2 months adding all of them. Don't look for instant gratification. Understand the process, respect the process, and know that if you slowly implement and add, at the end of that 2 months, you're gonna be deadly with every one of the 5 moves in our undersized guard finishing series. As an undersized player on your way to the rim, you want to find as many tricks as you possibly can to add to your game, to be as crafty as possible so that you can thrive and be a great finisher around the rim. A lot of players, when they attack the rim as a younger player, they're taught, never swing the ball. And while you never want to swing and expose the ball in front of the defense because he can easily swipe it, we can use that to our advantage if we chest the ball, have our elbows out. Now our active step, our first step is when I'm able to fake the ball. On that same active step, I'm gonna chest the ball, and as I go to the rim, I'm gonna pin him into my finish. I'm not extending that arm. Notice my hands are on the ball the entire time. I'm never pushing off, but I'm just gonna seal him with that step, elbow to back or elbow to arm, and force him away, giving myself extra momentum on the way to the rim. It's an extremely simple trick, but if you add it to your game, you've added an additional move on the way to the rim to make yourself harder to guard.
What's up, guys? It's Coach Drew, and today I'm going to give you guys 3 great fadeaway options for guards that are playing in the low post. A lot of times guards have a height advantage, and so coaches are throwing them down on the block so they can use that height advantage in different ways. Instead of just floating around the perimeter when you have a smaller guy guarding you, a great way to score is get closer to the basket, receive the ball in the post, and then have different options. Today I'm going to give you guys 3 great fadeaway options so that ultimately you can be under control and just use your height advantage to score over that shorter, smaller defender. So the first thing you got to do is you got to catch it in a good spot. We don't want to start catching the ball way out here where we're pushed off our spot if we've got a smaller guy on us. So what we want to do is post up just like the big guys, right off of this mark. We catch the ball, and now we can see everything. The first thing to know is our feet are always angled towards that opposite elbow so that we can see the entire floor. My chin would always be attached to my shoulder. I can see the entire floor. I obviously already know what's going on this because when I caught the ball, my vision was this way. So now I've seen the entire floor. I know where help side defenders are. I know where my guy is. If our defender is walling us up, which basically means they're taking away the middle, they're not letting us go middle, the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to bump them. So it's going to be a big bump, bang, and then we're going to pop our feet with our butt directly at the rim. And notice I split my feet wide so I land in a jump stop. The reason it's important that we land with our feet together at the same time is because now I can fake baseline and go middle, or I can fake opposite and go baseline. I can fake either way and go the opposite way. So if I'm right here and I notice that when I bump right here, he's a little bit towards my middle side, I would fake my shoulders, get this foot past this foot, I'd get in a reclined position right here on the fadeaway and knock it down. So let me show you that one real quick. It would be bump, bang, pop. As soon as I pop, notice I'm leaning a little bit towards the baseline. Then I can throw my shoulders. The ball isn't moving, so it's not this. It's just shoulders moving. I get this foot past this foot, which is important because now my hips are open so that I can recline back and knock it down. So that one full speed looks like this. I dribble, I pop, boom, get out, and knock it down. And notice I'm drifting away from my defender to create even more separation so I can use my height and length to knock it down the shot. Now, if the defender keeps falling, for that same move, eventually you're going to get smart and take away the baseline option. So again, I bump them. This time, when I pop my feet, I throw my shoulders. Notice not the ball, just my shoulders this direction. I get my right foot past my left foot, and then I fade towards the elbow and recline back. Notice my shooting leg is always forward, okay? So I'm right here. I dribble, medium speed, boom. I'm going to pop, again, faking baseline, then get this foot around and go up. Full speed, it looks like this. Dribble, pop, boom, fade, and control that fade. Notice I'm tightening my core, really locking in so I'm on balance when I shoot it. The third and final one is one that's really used a lot of times in late shot clock situations, if you're in a state with a shot clock or if you're playing college basketball. But if you catch the ball here and you bump and you see maybe a double team coming, or you got a couple seconds left on the shot clock and really have to get a shot off, you bump your defender, boom. Then you use an inside out dribble to float back, run away from them, and create ultimate separation so you can knock down that shot. So a medium speed, it's a dribble, boom, a run away. I bring this foot to this foot, then I push off, get that foot angled this way so I can ultimately get this foot around, and then I knock it down. So full speed, it looks like this. I dribble, float back, push out, and then fade away for the jumper. Those are the 3 great fadeaway options that you can use over a smaller defender. Now let's check them out full speed. So I catch the ball on my spot, I dribble, pop my feet, get around. What's up guys, it's Coach Drew. A lot of you guys have been asking me, what can you do to finish better against a rotating shot blocker? That's a challenge I had as a player. Obviously I was 5'11" and played Division I ball at Belmont. I had to figure out solutions to be able to finish around the rim against bigger, taller, longer, stronger shot blockers. One of the solutions we can do is a mini hook finish. It's a great way to touch it over a shot blocker. One of the things we can do is mistime our feet and go same foot, same hand finish so that the shot blocker doesn't know when we're jumping. And the third solution is just attack that big. Basically put our shoulder into their shoulder, drive them towards the basket while keeping the ball protected and finish. I'm gonna break down those 3 options so that you guys have 3 great solutions to finish against a shot blocker. The first one I talked about was the mini hook finish. If you're driving down and we're assuming that we beat our primary defender, you would pound dribble the ball, get it your power pocket. We want the ball up high so that we can get there quick. We don't want the ball low so that we can kind of do this right there, rocking motion. Obviously then the shot blocker is gonna have time, they're gonna have space, and they're gonna be able to challenge and alter our shot. So we pound dribble the ball, boom, we pick it up right here. We take our one step, our approach step, make sure it's firmly planted so that we can get up, and then we're gonna shoot a mini hook finish. It's just gonna go from our shoulder, up, and snap. So it's here, up, snap, okay? All in one smooth motion. If you go a little bit like more half speed, it's just like this right here, pick it up, and then a smooth motion. Notice my balance hand right there is on the side, almost as a secondary protector. Now you can see it full speed. So I'm right here. I make a move, and again, this can be any move. We're acting like we beat our defender in a game. So we're here, we make our move, we attack downhill, high and soft, and finish off the glass. The next thing that we need to be able to do is we need to be able to do a same foot, same hand layup. This is a great way to mistime the big guy. Big guys always think that we're gonna drive down and go 1, 2, shot. And if they think that, they're not gonna jump until we leave the ground on our second plant foot. So they're expecting 1, 2, and then both of us to jump. Obviously, they're gonna have the height advantage and the length advantage, so they think that that's where they're gonna be able to make a play on the ball. What we're gonna do instead is, when we're attacking, we're just gonna jump off the 1, right there. Because if we jump off the 1, the defender's still loading up because they think we're gonna take another step, and we're gonna be able to get the ball off the glass quicker so they can't make a play on the ball. So slow motion, I'm right here, I'm attacking, quick, and again, I'm long to the rim. I'm long to the rim, watch my upper body, ball goes from power pocket straight to the rim, and then we just finger roll it off the glass. So here I am again, make a move, attack, I'm full speed, I get there, bang, off the glass, and finish. The third solution we need is to be able to attack the big. Sometimes we're not going to be able to just touch it, right there and mistime them or shoot it over them. Sometimes they're already rotated over and we have to attack them. Now, we never want to just throw our bodies, boom, and get an offensive charge. What we do want to do is we want to be able to jump up and vertical into them so that we can keep the ball protected. We hit first, finish second. So if I'm here, I load up, I get my feet down. So it's right here. I'm kind of loading right here. Watch my feet again. It's 1, 2, keeping the ball protected right here. Power pocket every single time so it's away from the defense. Then I jump into the defense right here. Boom. Notice where the ball is. It's out here. I hit first, and then I keep the ball extended and finish. Walking through that a little faster. I'm attacking. I see the big. Boom, hit, and then finish. Now I want to show it to you full speed. It's called a body finish right here. I beat my defender. Boom, attack downhill. Hit, bang, and then I finish the play. Those are 3 great solutions to challenge a shot blocker. Don't ever let them scare you again. Knock down more finishes by doing those 3 things.
my playing level just skyrocketed.
Anyone that's serious about playing basketball needs to get EGT.
I would describe it as the best training program in the world.
This lead guard training program, it creates a monster in you.
You got to experience it. It's just on another level.
The best decision of my life was to buy the first EGT program.